playing arcade, Nintendo 64, all kinds of games on the PlayStation Classic, pretty darn cool. And now with AutoBleem 0.9 and this new retro boot build running Emulation Station, it's never been easy to hack your PlayStation Classic and throw a build like this on it. So I'm going to be showcasing the Magnus RC 1.1 retro boot image, how to set it all up, get it running on your PlayStation Classic. It runs all sorts of controllers, fills Doodles graphics. It's really beautiful. So let's set it up, show you a little tour, and then play some games. Alright, if you've been following my videos, you should already have a Sony drive formatted FAT32 and have the new AutoBleem 0.9 on it. If you don't, here's how you would do it. I'm just deleting it to show you. You format it, and then you just go get the AutoBleem 0.9 and extract everything into that formatted FAT32 drive. Now I have it there. This is this drive setup with AutoBleem, and now we take Magnus RC's new retro boot build that we're going to show off in this video. Just drag the unzip it, and then you're going to be left with these 3 folders. Drag these 3 folders into that formatted thumb drive and just replace all, and you're done. Take it out of your computer and go to your PlayStation Classic. All right, so we've taken it out of our computer. Our PlayStation is off. We have our OTG. We're taking our thumb drive, plugging it in because we have a hacked thing. Make sure this is off. I have a switch right here. Let's turn the switch on now that we've got the micro SD in. This amber light should turn on. Let's go ahead and power it up. And remember, you should be following my tutorial from before. I'm going to go ahead and remove the webcam now. I'm just going to be running this on a PlayStation controller. Wow, look at that. It just boots right up. So it looks like it's a retro boot, so just going to boot straight into Emulation Station here. And it did have all those controller configurations with it too, so it looks like the 8-bit DOE and Xbox 360 controller. A lot of other controllers should work right out of the box. And then it's Emulation Station as well, so you'll be able to set your controls directly from there. So this is my first time booting this up, and there we go. We have Phil's Doodles custom theme on here. You hit start, and it looks like the PlayStation controller is working fine from out the bat. You go to UI settings over here, and you can change the themes. You can go Blu-ray, Hey Chromie, Hursty Blue, Simple, Super Sweet, and Retrorama. I'm pretty sure all these except Simple and Retrorama are from Hursty, and you've seen me run them on the Raspberry Pi 4. Remember, we're on the PlayStation Classic right now, a computer that back in the day you could have got it for only $20 at one point. So pretty cool with controllers. No power supply though. You needed a power supply. And so I'm just going through the collections here. And remember, it's slightly over 32 gigabytes, so you're going to want at least a 64 gigabyte thumb drive. And I have my kernel hacked. Follow my last video on the last, AutoBleem 0.9. And as you see, it just booted right up. Now, doesn't look like there's an options menu here. So select does initiate the screensavers. There's just no screensavers installed on here. So let's go ahead and scroll back through. I want to go check ports really quick, and then we're going to go ahead and look at what exactly is on here. Okay, ports. Okay, so there they all are. So if you don't like that sound, I'm going to first of all turn that off. Okay. And so here are all your ports. Now I have to check PSP. Oh, and then there's a shortcut to get to RetroArch. So you can get to RetroArch by doing quit or just by clicking it here. Switched over to the Xbox 360 controller, and looks like you can go ahead and set this up. Oh. Everything else looks good. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my... Cool. So before, I was just checking out Drastic really quick. Okay, so it just looks like there's no Nintendo DS ROMs on this. But you just go here and find your ROMs. Okay, so I want to see that. And then PPSSPP. Pretty cool. And you just have to find your ROMs. ROMs. And then there's one for PSP. Okay, it's empty right now. So you could drag and drop PSP ROMs, and this will run it no problem. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First of all, shout out to Phil's Doodles. This thing looks amazing. This is the Magnus RC RetroBoot 1.1 build. It's about 40 gigabytes, and you can absolutely add additional ROMs to this, but this is AutoBleem 0.9 where you can hack the kernel in one install, and you could do OTG support, and we have Emulation Station, which we're in right now. And Phil's Doodles in the upper left-hand corner, you see when this console was released and how much. Back in the day, it was $200 for an 8-bit computer. You know, think about what you could get with $200 today. So it's gone down in price when you think about that with data and stuff. Look, $270. Wow. So Atari, we're rocking a total of 561 games. 5200, we're rocking 96 games. 7800, you got 60 games. Much cheaper console too. Atari Lynx Portable 83. Coleco 175, Game Gear 140, 155, 313 on Game Gear, Game Boy 680, Game Boy Advanced, quite the whole collection 1062, Game Boy Color, have $70 of steal, $600. Sega Genesis 936, by the way, there's 605 games on that. Intellivision 168 games. Wow, $300. That's expensive. Master System $358. By the way, Intellivision was 168. Neo Geo 146. Nintendo, there must be some hacks and some imports and maybe Famicoms in there as well. Family Computer System. I think there's hacks, right? Yeah. So this is your Nintendo hacks. Nintendo 64. Wow. We'll try that out. That'll give you a good indication. PC Engine, quite a few. And they're in... Oh, no, they're not. They're good. PC Engine CD, SNES. So that was 194, 30, over 1,000. So again, I think we have hacks on here. SuperGrafx 5, TurboGrafx 16, TurboGrafx CD. So 93 and 24. Vectrex 33, Final Burn Alpha 609, 1,300 arcade games. And then you have some ports here as well. So let's, this is running really smooth actually. Let's go ahead and start with F-Zero. It's an easy game to emulate. It's not too crazy. Oh, it's actually running pretty good. I am pleasantly surprised.
Yes. Optic blast.
Nice block. Come on, do the later. There we go.
Optic blast. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Medic!
Superman.
Later, kids. My little submarine.
Thank you.
Woo.
Thank you. Thank you.
right, so to exit out is push your left trigger in and your left trigger and then your left analog stick at the same time. So there you have it, a beautiful front end for your PlayStation Classic running Emulation Station. Oh, I'm actually pleasantly surprised by the performance of this little PlayStation Classic. It's the opposite of when this system first came out. I love this little system. It's awesome. Now with, you can run tons of controllers. You're going to be able to run tons of systems. You can have a beautiful front end. You can hide everything behind the back with the OTG. So shout out to Magnus RC for building this image. From my understanding, this is kind of just like his first attempt. I think he's going to throw on those Nintendo DS, throw on some PSP, make this a much larger, because most of you out there have like a 128 gigabyte thumb drive. So just slap that all on there. And you're going to have like a serious gaming machine, and it looks beautiful in the PlayStation Classic. That's something people take for granted, is when you buy a Raspberry Pi, you still need to buy a case. You still need to buy controllers. This gives you a case and controllers in the kit. So is it better than my Raspberry Pi 4? No, heck no. Raspberry Pi 4 is way better, but you're talking about over $100 versus under $100. And so with all that said, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Love the new Autobleem. Magnus RC, great image. Phil's Doodles, great graphics. Autobleem team, great job on the latest release. Again, if you're kind of fast forwarding around, you want to see my previous video on how to update your kernel, and don't forget to back it up as well. I missed that step in my video. And get it onto the new Autobleem. You just drag and drop these on here after you download it, and you're rocking and rolling. A lot of this stuff was pre-set up for me. Emulation Station, you just go over here to game controller settings, configure input, and then say yes here, and you can configure most controllers: a PlayStation controller, a PS3 controller, a Xbox 360, an 8-bit DO controller. A lot of options there. So anyways, that's what I think. Let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.